Hello again, friends. It is I, your lovely host and self-proclaimed best entertainer on the internet, back to the whiteboard, here to talk about another topic of interest.
And today, my friends, I got a topic that will blow your socks off. Big time.
It's a topic that, unfortunately, many of you in the audience have heard of. The thing I'm talking about today is Labubus. These demons have been haunting the corners of the internet for the last few months or so, and I personally hated every second of it. My little sister had our parents buy her one. So let's just say I don't have a little sister anymore. Anyways, if you've somehow been under a rock for the past few months and don't know what a Labubu is, the best way to describe them is another fad on the internet where people are like, I just gotta have one! Like fidget spinners or dragon puppets or poppets. That's how anyone else would describe the trend. But if I had to explain the trend from the bottom of my heart, I'd say Labubus are hardened blobs of Chinese-made plastic sold to suckers in America for a steep price to see what amount of money they can squeeze out of them before they want to put a gun in their mouth. The way I describe it is, in fact, the most accurate. And I guess the Chinese are pretty happy because people have been waiting in line for days just to have these things. Even got to the point where the people have been stealing these things. Yes, people have been willing to commit crimes for Labubus. Dude, this feels like something out of, a fantasy movie from how strange it is. Anyways, I have another thing that Labubus remind me of. There were these things in the 70s or 80s during the Civil War called pet rocks, where it was a rock with googly eyes glued onto it. But it wasn't the thing that made it special. The thing that made it special was that during the caveman times of the 80s, people actually bought those things. They, at some point, sold over 1 million. I mean, that's not even close to how many Labubus have been selling, but still. Pet rocks were the Labubus of the 80s, and if I had the options between having a pet rock and owning a Labubu for free, I'm picking the rock. Now, time for me to get to the main thing that was mentioned in the thumbnail. Labubus are worse than poppets. That's a fact. Sure, they are both internet trends. They both got a massive boost of popularity. And they both have people like, I need to have one! Well, there are 4 reasons that I have marked out, starting with number 1. Labubus don't serve any kind of purpose. What I mean by that is Labubus don't do anything. You can't play with them. You can't use them for any task. And they have no soul. I mean, for all the people in the audience who have a Labubu, I want to know, did it brighten up your life in any meaningful way? Besides you thinking, how cute they are. What's that I hear? Didn't think so. Now, I don't like poppets that much either. When they were famous, I had the same opinion about Labubus, where it was just a waste of money. But poppets, as much as I used to hate on them, they had a purpose. Mind you, a very simple purpose, very monotonous purpose, but they had a purpose. It was just to pop them, and then pop them again. And over, and over, and over, until boredom sinks in, and you decide to stop. But that right there, that was a poppet filling out its purpose. But Labubus have so little purpose, you couldn't even use them as a doorstop. Now, reason number 2 is the demographic they're selling to. Poppets were advertised towards small children and grown-ups who don't have a job. But Labubus, their main audience is white women and gay dudes who have way too much money. And as every person on Earth knows, women can't be trusted with making their own decisions. I mean, Labubus also market to children a little, but it usually goes like this when a child wants a Labubu.
Oh, Mom, can you please spend $100 on a blob of plastic? If you don't, I'm gonna commit seppuku.
Okay, fine, but I guess we're not gonna have dinner for a month.
Yay! Thank you, Mommy. I'll only ask for another one in 2 days.
And the cycle repeats over and over again until the family's homeless. While with poppets, children are going to have one of 2 reactions. The first one is,
oh my god, this is everything I ever wanted out of a slab of rubber.
and the second reaction is,
This blows.
I know there are only 2 reactions when someone has a poppet because my sister had one before.
And after 1 week, she had the second reaction. So I'm guessing that one has to happen the most. Because there's only so much fun someone can have with a slab of rubber. But at least that slab of rubber has a purpose. Now, reason number 3 is Labubus are just more cringe. No sugarcoating it, man. I mean, that song that just spams the word Labubu, Labubu, Labubu over and over again makes me want to cut my ears off every time I hear it. I mean, I'm usually indifferent to cringe on the internet, but the person who wrote and composed that song can go suck a horse cock. I hope they do. Anyways, reason number 4, the last reason is Labubus are just gambling for children. I don't mean by you can only get Labubus in Las Vegas or something like that. I mean by Labubus come in mystery boxes, where you could end up getting the super rare rainbow ultra neon brown Labubu, or you could get one that looks like this. And considering you have to spend about $40 on each one, and you don't know which one you'll get, and you'll probably end up with over 100 duplicates of the same one, trying to get the one that you actually want, it would be smarter financially to just take your $40 and throw them into a bottomless pit. Or just burn it. Burning it's easier. And you know what's even worse? If you aren't careful and buy a Labubu from a sketchy source, you could end up with 2 things happening. A, you could get a computer virus. Or B, you could end up with a Lafufu. If you don't know what a Lafufu is, it's a slang word for a fake Labubu, where it's just some knockoff trying to pass off as the actual thing. But hey, if you have a kid who asks for one, and you don't want to make a dent in your wallet, buy a Lafufu instead. They're cheaper. It's not like they're gonna notice. Well, it's the end of the video. And before I go, I just wanted to say, in my last video, I said I was going to promise to make more videos, like once a month. And well, I think it's obvious I haven't been sticking to that. I'm sorry I made a promise I couldn't keep, but I blew it. I was thinking about this for a while on how it upsetted me. Well, I remember what I said in my first video ever. The foundations this channel is built on.
Now listen.
Yeah, you. I'm not gonna be like other YouTube channels where I say, ooh, I'm gonna animate once a month. Heck, I'll just animate whenever I want to. Capiche?
And well, since I remembered that, I realized it's probably best for me to make videos at the pace I like. I'm sorry for making a promise that I couldn't keep, and I won't do it again in the future. Anyways, bye!
Ba-dum, ba-dun, dun, 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 dun.